I'm Adam from Archives, from Northern Ireland, and our album No Bliss In Ignorance is out on June 7th, which is this Friday.
That it is, my friend. Thanks for joining us today, Adam.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. As you mentioned, Archives are set to release a new album, No Bliss In Ignorance, on June the 7th. So how are you feeling about it?
Pretty excited. Feels like it's been a long time coming, in all honesty, because we've been kind of messing about back and forward and taking our time with this one. Because we kind of rushed the last album a bit, I think. We just couldn't wait to get it out, you know. But we kind of took our time, heard a bit more and stuff, and tried things out. So excited to get it out there now, finally.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about the album from a musical point of view and what you were going for with it.
Musical point of view?
Yeah.
Well, our guitarist Stuart wrote most of the stuff. I think what we were trying to do was throw in a few different elements this time compared to like the last album. I think it was good, but it was all kind of had a similar thing going on to it. Whereas I feel like on this album there's a couple songs that are a bit different from the last one and things like that, you know. And I guess we were just trying to have a bit of fun with it, really, you know.
Yeah. You've released the singles Make No Mistake, No Sweat, Self-Inflicted and Matriarch. So overall, are they a good sonic representation of the album, or is there a bit more there to offer?
I would say they're a pretty good representation. I would say the single we have coming out on Thursday, Shark Pit, I think it kind of would tie them all in together, and then you know fully what the album's like, you know, because I think it has a few more kind of chaotic sections in it. But yeah, overall, yeah.
Oh, well, once the album comes out, people will be able to get a hold of it on the streaming platforms and stuff. So pick 3 songs off the album for someone who's never heard of Archives before. 3 songs to listen to give them a best introduction.
Right. Ooh, I would say probably start Self-Inflicted, then maybe Make No Mistake and Matriarch. I would say it's hard to pick though, to be honest.
So you sort of touched on a few little changes here, mate, but can we go a bit deeper on this one? Like, how does No Bliss in Ignorance differ musically to your debut album Decay?
Well, to be honest, I think we just thought about it a bit more. Like there was times in the studio with the first album where we just kind of just put stuff down and went, right, that'll do, on to the next thing. Whereas I feel like this time we kind of like we had whole songs finished, and then we kind of, you know, took it back and thought about it for a week or so, and then went back to the studio and went, right, we'll take this out, move that. Kind of, we just messed about with it a bit more, and kind of, I don't know, just tried to do stuff that was a wee bit more out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
And it's like pushing the boundaries a wee bit more with certain things, like, but I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out, to be honest.
As you should be, mate. She's a fucking cracker of an album, bro. Cracker of an album. Now, I noticed there's no song on there called No Bliss in Ignorance, so it means the title must have a little bit more significance.
Yeah. Well, I think I came up with the idea for the album before I think we'd maybe have written one song or something like that. But the idea behind No Bliss in Ignorance is obviously you have the expression ignorance is bliss, but I wanted to write a load of different topics of things where if you're ignorant to it, it'll only damage you in the long run.
Yeah.
Like, for example, there's stuff on there about like where we're from. There's like a time where we're from where there's a lot of like drug problems and stuff, and you can't really, in my opinion, you can't really ignore it because it is destroying lives and things like that. And there's other things on there that's like a bit more world topic and kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
So kind of that situation where if you ignore it, it'll only do you harm.
Oh.
Pretty much.
Right. You guys, you're described as a metalcore band in all your press releases, mate, but after listening to the album, there's so much more going on. Like, you draw from a much deeper genre pool musically. Like, there's elements of hardcore in there. I'd say hardcore is probably a lot better representation on this album anyway. Like, you guys don't fuck around.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. Yeah, well, it's kind of like, I feel like metalcore in a way now is kind of a very blanket statement where it's like it's very like I would say arguably yes we are a metalcore band, but me personally, like I do listen to a lot of hardcore and stuff like that, and sort of grew up listening to that, and a lot of the other guys like Stuart, for example, he's listened to all sorts of stuff. Like his influences aren't just straight metalcore either, you know. But I get it is a broad term now more than other genres are. I think, you know, it's just an easy label, you know.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? I got to say, bro, like after listening to the album, like you're angry as fuck on that album, but to talk to you in person, you're not such a bad bloke. Like I was expecting this big ogre come out with dripping fucking shit.
Yeah, I've actually got that before. I've played gigs before, and then I've come off stage and been selling T-shirts and stuff, and everyone's like, "You're so like nice and quiet now." And it's like, yeah, because I got it all out on stage. You know?
That's it. I'm too exhausted from what I did on stage. I can't even talk. And I think one of the best things I loved about the album, bro, is like there was no ballad on there. Like every band these days seems to feel they have to put a ballad on there somewhere. But like personally, I fucking hate them, you know. But like you guys just, it was balls to the wall from start to finish. It's refreshing.
Yeah, I think that's what we wanted. You know, we kind of wanted it to not really have any dull points. You know, I think we're really we were kind of like hyperactive in trying to make it that way. Really worried about it, and then when we actually got the whole thing back and listened through the whole thing, we're like, okay, it's pretty balls to the wall the whole time, which is what we want, you know.
Yeah, well, you've done well with that. Now, we just sort of over here in Australia, we don't know too much about Northern Ireland and your music scene over there, bro. So you formed in 2020 in Northern Ireland, but what's the musical climate like over there? And where did you fit in? Like, is there many bands doing your sort of thing over there?
Well, it's interesting actually because like we sort of formed during sort of all the lockdowns and all that stuff. Beforehand, there's always been a scene, right? But I feel like beforehand there was always a lot of bands, but not many people going out to the shows. It was maybe like one band would go out and see the other band and stuff, and it was always cool. It was a tight knit community. But now I think post COVID, it must have something to do with the fact that you weren't able to go to gigs for so long, right? I feel like there's more people that are going out and attending all the local stuff that maybe aren't even in a band, they don't play instruments and stuff like that. And I just feel like there's a better scene here now than I remember there being anyway, you know? So it's pretty good. I mean, there's not much else to do in Ireland apart from drink beer and play music. So it's a good place.
I was actually out there on tour with an AC/DC tribute band about 7 years ago, I think. And is there Maharaj? Is there a town called Maharaj?
Oh, Maharaj, yeah.
Yeah, we played there. There was a nice little pub that had a little downstairs live music area, and we had a great time there. I think there was about 450 people there. You guys are fucking insane.
Wow, that's a really that's a random town for you to have been in. I love that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, that's the only one I remember out of the whole. I don't remember the name of anyway. But yeah, it was an AC/DC tribute band called Akadaka, and we toured all the way through Ireland, and we had the time of our lives. It was just such a beautiful country.
Yeah, it's good. It's good fun over here. People are friendly. You know, everybody wants to chat and stuff. You know, it's good fun.
The beer's good and the music's good. So what's not to love about it?
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. So are you going to be heading out on any shows or heading out the road to promote the new album?
Yes, we head out, and I think it's about 3 weeks now. We're doing the No Bliss In Ignorance tour, which sort of runs a couple of weekends. So we're going over to England first. We're going to Bristol, Luton, and Norwich, and then I think we're home for like 2 weeks, and then we're going back again. We're doing, where is it this time? We're doing London anyway. We're doing Camden in London. We're doing Birmingham. See how good my memory is here. Newport. Oh, there's one other.
Nottingham.
Oh, no, it's not even. I don't think it is Nottingham.
Well, that would have been good if I guessed that out of all the towns in England.
Yeah, that would have been amazing, to be fair. But yeah, and we're doing Dublin and Galway. So yeah.
Nice. And have you guys ever been out this way before?
To Australia?
Yeah.
I mean, we would love to. I personally, I used to live in Australia a couple of years ago. Like, I love it out there, but the cost of getting a band out there is ridiculous. Extraordinary. if we can get somebody else to pay for it, I would say definitely we'll be out there soon. But still working on that.
Leave it with me, mate. I'll see if I can talk somebody into doing it, because I reckon you guys would be fantastic live. I'll get someone else to pay for it so you can come over here and I can see it.
Yeah. Make it easier.
Oh, shit. All right, Adam. Well, thanks very much for your time tonight, bro. The album No Bliss in Ignorance is out this Friday, June the 7th, and she's a absolutely fucking cracking album, bro. So congratulations, and hopefully you do make it out here one day.